Sitting around the lunchroom table with Mike Fail of MC Fail Transport, we ask, where did it all start? With a beaming smile and a glint in his eye, Mike explains, well, that would be my brother and myself on a Sunday afternoon growing up on Bedford Street in Patea in the late 70s. I would have been about 8 years old, and we used to sit out the front of the house and listen to the stock trucks heading to and from the Patea freezing works. We would take turns at putting on a blindfold and then guess what truck was coming up the hill. I think back quite fondly to those days now. Mike started working part-time in his teens at Eric Darrow's yard in Stratford, helping in the workshop and mucking around driving the spreaders. Stan Davidson was a senior driver there at the time, and Stan would arrive back in the yard and get young Mike to back his Kenworth into the bins so he could learn how to reverse. It was great grounding. When Mike turned 18, Eric was kind enough to let him use the company's International Paystar to do his truck and trailer HT test. I did it all in one go. The cop was a real good bugger, said Mike. It was around 2001 when Mike was driving a tanker for Kiwi Dairies on farm collections. It's funny, I've always seemed to have had something to do with dairy farms in the rural sector, whether it be picking up milk, doing hay bales or contracting. I've always liked trucks and machinery, as well as being outdoors, so they go hand in hand really. Meeting wife and partner Sonia at this time, it solidified the connection to the rural community. Sonia's background has strong ties to the South Taranaki farming community, herself being raised on a family farm on the outskirts of Stratford. When we got together, we went to live on the farm. I got roped into farm work straight away, but I could not do it without at least some diesel in my life. So I purchased a mower for the tractor and did some contracting on the side. The tractor allowed me to make up for what I lost with the trucks. Fair to say, farm life was not going to work for me without diesel in amongst it somewhere. It was around 5 years ago a decision was made to purchase an older 400 horsepower Isuzu tipper for the farm. It was ideal for the hay season, spreading metal on the farm races, as well as collecting palm kernel. But most important of all, it gave Mike time back behind the wheel again. All that was good, but what I had not considered was that other farmers in our community had seen what I was capable of doing and began to call me to collect and deliver product for them. MC Fail Transport really started with that old Isuzu. One day on a pickup at Nutrinza Animal Nutrients, Mike was asked if he could do a few deliveries for them. Well, I did 1, and then 2, and then 4, and then 8, and then 16. It was fast reaching that point where it was taking up most of my day. So Sonia and I made a plan to employ extra help on the farm, freeing me up to run the truck, Mike explained. This work was the catalyst that led us to the first new truck, a Freightliner Argosy brought through Trevor McCullum at the time of Prestige Commercial Vehicles in Christchurch. Trevor truly went above and beyond for us there with the purchase and helped us out immensely. Looking to take that next step, Mike contacted Balance Agri-Nutrients in an attempt to secure some extra work. At the time though, the Balance transport model was structured to only deal with larger operators, and their recommendation was for Mike to subcontract to a larger firm. That was not on the cards for us. If you're going to have to rely on someone else to delegate the work to you after they have taken the cream, then you really are just grabbing the leftovers. And at that level, you might as well not be doing the job at all. There is no money in that type of work. At the end of the day, you have to make a profit, said Mike. Contracts with Balance Agri-Nutrients come up for review every 3 years, so in 2020 Mike had another go. Man, those contracts are extensive. I thought I needed a degree or something to decipher it all. I definitely got some outside help to assist with me on that one, Mike said with a laugh. It was worth the effort though, as we were given a few stores, not a great deal of work, but certainly enough to take our business to that next level and get us going without swamping us. We are now 2 years into that contract and have just been given extra work as a result of the new curtain-sider Arocs going on the road. Mike explains that the Arocs was a calculated risk. I believe that the work was there and that the tipping curtain-sider combination was the unit for the task. So we put it on the road with the right man behind the wheel and now it's proving its worth. The growth in the business also meant that Mike had to broaden his skill sets and move from being a driver to being a dispatcher and manager. It's just him in the office with a support channel he can call on if needed. I can now see why drivers jump out of the cab and go and step into the dispatch office, and then 2 weeks later they're running out the door jumping back into the cab again. I sure could have done that myself a few times, but you learn some hard lessons and you learn some good lessons. While Mike has done some of the relief driving at times, he's found that it's not good for the business. He instead manages the pallets in the warehouse, and if he gets the chance, delivers them with the company's Hino 500 series curtain cider. I feel that staff are everything in the business. They're an investment and I've concentrated on that. We have to find what works for everyone and have a good mix of local and out of town work, so plenty of variety. The drivers naturally want to be home with family, so we keep it to a Monday to Friday operation and try our best to get the team finished early on a Friday. It can get real busy and it can be a real headache, but there's been plenty of days where it's also been quite a blast to achieve all the tasks. You know everything's gone right when you can tick all the boxes and your clients have paid their bills and you can have a beer on a Friday, Mike said with a laugh. Mike Fail and his team at MC Fail Transport show how rapid growth of a fledgling business can be done right. It proves the worth of being connected to the industry they serve, having an understanding of their clients' needs and a respect of where it is that they're coming from. Mike's respect for his team and their approach to managing operations shows too that limits don't need to be pushed to get the job done and make a success of it. And finally, his journey shows the value of having the right tools for the job. To catch the full story and specs on Mike and Sonia Fail's new Mercedes-Benz 3258 Arocs, then catch a copy of the September 2022 issue of New Zealand Trucking Magazine, or visit us at nztrucking.co.nz by clicking the link below. Remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons to see more fresh material like this as soon as it's published. Have a fantastic month out there, stay safe, and God save the King.